Hello. Anybody else feeling absolutely cranky as fuck since the new moon? Since the full moon? Because Lord knows I am. All I did was literally sleep yesterday. I couldn't not wake up. All I wanted to do was sleep. I am cranky as fuck today. I just want to murder people, which I won't, my God. But I mean, this is some pretty intense energy that we're going through right now. I was just listening to the Peace Dealer today, and he's amazing. And he was explaining how, going into Cancer right now and having this full moon in this Cancer season is extremely powerful, and we have to live in integrity. Anything that we do right now that is not within the lines of integrity and honesty and truthful Pluto's gonna come after us. Pluto's gonna come and try to take us out, and Saturn's gonna record this shit, and it's going to make note, and it's going to make sure it's written so that it comes back. So if we don't get paid and we don't pay for what we are doing in the wrong, we are going to pay for it soon. So the only thing that we can do right now is continue to live in integrity, try to push away all the negative bullshit that has come our way, and anything in our minds that, is causing us to think negative, and, regardless of race, color, whatever it is, fucking aliens, I don't give a shit, whatever it is, just try to treat everybody with respect and dignity, and not even with everybody else, but yourself as well. I mean, it comes to a time where, we have to look around and see who's serving us and who's not serving us, and those people who are going to be fighting us, who don't respect or don't, appreciate our opinions or our way of thinking. It not necessarily means that they're bad people. It just necessarily means that you're not on the same wavelength as them. And right now, it's unfortunate that, this is a good time to be weeding out people, which is sad, because I know we will weed out people that we care about. And regardless of what's happening in this world, we can't play victim, and we're not the victim of things that happened in the past. We can't allow those things to determine who we are now, because, this world has changed, whether or not we want to believe it or not. So much has already changed in this world, and we can't allow to think otherwise, because if we start doing that, then we're not moving forward, and we have to move forward. And with this Black Lives Matters and this All Lives Matters, there's a big conflict there. And yes, I understand, and I've been there. I was raised differently than my past ancestors, being a Portuguese culture. I was raised differently, and I was raised around people who were racist, and I was never brought up to be racist. My parents were never like that. My parents are very open people. I'm very blessed to have the parents that I have, and but some of us who aren't even, of the colored race are, angry and mad and playing victim, that, and making things worse than what they are. And we have people of color and race are asking people to stop setting them back, and stop setting them back in the ways of making them feel like they're the victims when they're trying to move forward. We all choose our paths. We all choose the life that we live. And I'm not saying any of that was right. I'm not saying any of that was supposed to happen, my God. But they didn't know better back in the day. And all we can do now is teach better. We have to teach to be better, and teach our freedoms and our respects and our truths as we move forward in life. And sometimes I think people are blowing these things out of proportion, and they're not realizing that all they're doing is they're setting people back. And I appreciate the Peace Dealer more as the days go on, because as a Black man, he really is on the side of, shut the fuck up about this shit, all we're doing is we're causing more chaos, we're causing more problems, and there's no need for it. There's no need for any of that to happen. Right now, we just have to have faith in the universe, and we have to move forward, and we have to show everybody to be better. And by causing riots, I'm not saying anything about the peace and the peace protests and stuff like that. My God, please continue that. please continue the protests, and not the protests for everything that deserves to be protested against, and show that we give a shit about things. But I mean, causing riots and destroying lives of immigrants who have made our countries and who travel the world, we're not necessarily bound to our country. We're bound to the world. We're bound to we're Mother Gaia. This is our planet and this is our mother. And, I'm Canadian. I'm living in the Azores. My family is Portuguese, and I feel like I belong, and I don't know where I belong 100%, but I feel like I belong where I am right now. So like my country does some stupid shit too. My God, like Canadians sometimes are the nicest people, but we're the stupidest people too, like we take everything and we blame, we always take in everybody else, but we forget and we neglect our own people sometimes. So I mean, we fight for everybody else, but sometimes we forget to fight for ourselves. And I've seen and I've met some amazing, successful Black people, and I've met amazing, successful people who have left Pakistan and Iraq and things like that, who have chosen to move forward in their lives and to choose better from the countries that they live in and the rules that they find themselves confined in. So it's not necessarily, that one race is better than the other, because I mean, we neglect to see the other countries who don't allow people to live their truth, and they don't allow people to live outside of their rules. So I understand that the protests are something that we feel passionately about, but to cause problems for other people isn't necessarily right. As a former business owner, I see myself in the shoes of those people who have left their world and tried to make a better living for themselves, and they've had their lives destroyed because of riots. And that's the thing that I don't agree about. So right now it's a time for us to just really look above and beyond this race fight that we're going in, because the social media is making it worse. I mean, check out the Peace Dealer. He talks about some of that stuff, and I'm not too sure of the name, to be honest with you. I don't really remember the name very much, but it's things that really make a difference in who they are and make a difference in what happens, because the media is making things out to be worse than what they really are. So I really want people to look into that and not always believe what they say, and look into what else is out there, because not everything is what we seem to think it is. Do your research, open your own mind, and be aware of what is happening, not just what the TV and what media is telling you, because there's censorship and there's always an agenda and there's always something more to what we know. So just continue to live with integrity and honesty and your own truth, and check out the Peace Dealer. He's pretty awesome. All right.